Interesting to me, particularly when you were in Syracuse, you were talking about the importance of small business, and then almost in the same breath, also the importance of a higher minimum wage. I know you're aware that the small business community in New York was very opposed and upset about the Fight for 15 approval in the budget, even though Upstate has a lower range and may or may not get to 15, depending on how long, and a phase-in period even for New York City. But do you see the dichotomy there? I mean, there's a difficulty there, and the difficulty that businesses are facing in New York?
I really think that based on our past experience with raising the minimum wage, this is a change that people can adapt to as long as they have time to phase it in. And the phase-in of the overall minimum wage, combined with the slower phase-in upstate, I do think gives businesses of all sizes the chance to accommodate themselves. And I think it's important to really see it from the broader economic perspective. We have an economy that is 70% consumption. When most Americans have not had a raise, and when you have millions of Americans who are really mired in a poverty situation, even though they work full-time, of course that's not good for them. It's also not good for the economy, whether you have a small business or a large one. We have recovered from the Great Recession brought to you by the Republicans, and I don't think President Obama gets the credit he deserves for digging us out of that ditch. But now we've got to grow the economy even more. That means getting more money into people's pockets so they can actually patronize small businesses, buy things in their communities, and grow the economy.
But if they don't have a job because the business has downsized their operations due to the fact that they can't afford to pay $15 an hour, that's kind of a vicious cycle, isn't it?
Well, as I say, the evidence doesn't support that happening. But of course we have to look at it closely. And I know that Governor Cuomo really did analyze this and conclude, as many other outside observers have, that a state like New York and like California, where Governor Brown also signed a $15 minimum wage increase, can handle it. But of course you have to keep open to evidence. Right now, I think the evidence is on the side of being able to handle it, and that it will overall be a boost for the economy.